you've gone through 7 essential steps to helping prevent or beat cancer. And we talked earlier about all the things that are out there and how overwhelming it can be too. Even when you boil it down to the 7 steps, that can seem like a lot for people. How do they get started? What would you suggest the best way to at least get down that path?
The best one is number 1, of course, watch your food, because the food you put in your body is either feeding the cancer or it's feeding your body. It's really that simple. That's what I tell people, because you're either turning on cancer protective genes or you're turning off the good genes, and even stimulating the cancer promoting genes. So food is extremely important place to start.
Mm-hmm. Why isn't that known more? When you social media, things like that, you see people that finish a chemo treatment and they get treated to ice cream or fast food or something like that, and even a lot of doctors will say just whatever you can eat, just eat so you can get the calories in there. Why isn't diet and treatment more combined?
That drives me crazy. When I hear oncologists say, or I hear women who've been in the chemotherapy suite and they've got Cokes and sodas and candies. Sugar feeds cancer. Mm-hmm. Cancer is not like a healthy cell that uses oxygen. Cancer uses glycolysis or sugar fermentation. So they're feeding cancer by giving these people sugar. So, the doctors that are graduating today are graduating from schools that are supported by pharmaceutical companies, right? And so they're learning how to use drugs to try to kill the cancer rather than to try to get to the root of the problem by teaching people about proper nutrition and healthy lifestyles. Even the American Association of Pharmaceutical Scientists came out with an article a few years ago, and they said 90 to 95% of cancers can be prevented, and the root is in diet and lifestyle. Now, why aren't they teaching people that? You can't patent a broccoli sprout, right? You can't patent food or juices. And unfortunately, the cancer industry is driven, by greed and by money, and it's really sad, because I've seen many of my family members die of cancer. I have a family member now who's battling cancer the traditional way, and it's very, very sad to see that a lot of times people don't die from the cancer, but they die from the effects of the treatment that are being given to them.
Mm-hmm. When you talk about sugar, one indication should be one of the tests that are given is a PET scan, right? And explain what that is and why that maybe should tip people off as to what sugar actually does.
So a PET scan is a scan that you get. First thing they do is they inject your body with radioactive sugar or glucose. Mm-hmm. They let you sit in a room for 30 minutes. And the first cells that are going to eat up the sugar are the cancer cells, because cancer cells have more insulin receptors than healthy cells. So they get to eat first when it comes to sugar. Mm-hmm. Put the person through the scan, and what lights up first? The cancer cells. So that's an indication that sugar feeds cancer.